Alright, this is also band recording for ECEN 423, Digital Systems Design 1. This is for homework 10. I did the vending machine problem, which stated that we had to take VHDL and state diagrams example off of what we've been doing in class and make some changes. The changes I implemented were it keeps track of how many items have been sold, how much money has been input, as well as displays as how many items are left. Doing this, I only incorporated a counter and a finite state machine with a top level test bench to operate both of those at the same time. So if we go over the finite state machine, I have two items, that's candy and chips. These take inputs C and CA, so chips and candy. This would be from the counter. And then this is what drives the different states and the I guess you could call it the sequence detector. And then this is what, based off the state, this is what drives vending the chips or vending candy, and that feeds it back to both the test bench and the counter. Also, this shows if there's an item vended or not enough, depending on what is going on. So three states are initial, chips, and candy. So pretty simple setup again. You have your reset, your clock event, make sure everything is synchronous to the clock. So an initial state, then chips, then candy is obviously going to be enough. This is going to be determined by the counter based off the set prices on that. So if C equals 1, this is when the set price matches from the counter. It'll send a C as a high signal. Then the next state would be chips. Same thing for the candy. If there's enough money, it sends the high signal and changes to those states. If not, it just stays in an initial state. So when it's chips, it's going to vend chips. It's going to list that there's an item vended. Then the next state will go back to the initial state. Not enough will go back to 0. This will send a reset signal to the counter, which resets the amount of money being put in, etc. Same thing for candy. So when it reaches the candy state, it'll vend candy 1, show that the item has been vended. Next state will be reset to initial. Not enough will display 0. Resets the counter. So to give a simulation of this, so tracking along, tracking along there, there'll be a lag of when the user is implementing either nickels, dimes, or quarters. So we'll get to the point where we'll have a C high pulse. That will change the state to chips. Those will vend. So you can change vend candy will pulse. Vend candy will pulse. Item vended will pulse. As well as, and then it'll reset, go back to initial state, show not enough, etc., etc. Oops. Go back here, candy. Oh, I'm sorry, that was chips. So candy state. So vend candy when there's been enough inputs, enough money input based on the counter. I'll send these signals, go and then reset to the initial state, and not enough will display, and then depending on how many coins or the amount of coins or the value of the coin, these are inputs, you're going to have a considerable amount of time until you get to the next state, depending on what the user selects. This could conclude the video for the finite state machine.